Okay. Hi guys. Hi. Okay. Assalamualaikum and good evening guys. So thank you for attending this meeting. So before we start, I would like to set some rules when this meeting is in progress. So first, please mute your microphone when you are talking. Second, please respect the other members when they are talking. So now I would like to call the meeting to order. Miss Nadia, can you please recite the Al-Fatiha?
Ms. Chairperson. Assalamualaikum everyone. Let's start our meeting with Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nadia. Will the secretary do a roll call to determine if we have a quorum? And are there any apologies for absence?
Yes, Ms. Chairperson. Please raise your hand when your name is called. For today's quorum, we have Noor Ashikin as the chairperson, me, Miss Nadia, as the secretary, Miss Aina Batrisha as program coordinator, our treasurer, Miss Asia, Miss Fariha as EXCO protocol, Miss Hazika as EXCO promotion, Miss Arisha as EXCO multimedia, and Miss D as EXCO welfare. So, Miss Chairperson, we have a quorum present, and there are no apologies for absence.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nadia. Will you read the minute from the last meeting?
Yes, Ms. Chairperson. Please read the minutes from the last meeting that I have given you before today's meeting. From the previous meeting, the purpose is to finalize the proposal for approval to organize English Festival 2020 to cultivate the importance of English among students in the UniKMS Tech. So we have decided the date, venue, and schedule the tentative for the event. Made an organization chart. Proposed enrichment activities. Estimated budget, expected fund, and facilities requirement. Are there any amendments to the minutes?
Excuse me, Miss Nadia. There is one amendment. Could you please change my positions from game organizer to expo protocol?
Okay. All right, Miss Fariha, I will make the necessary action.
Are there any more amendments? No. So if there are no amendments, can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I move that we accept the minute from the last meeting.
I will second that motion.
So are you all in favor of the motion? Okay. So next, are there any matters arising?
Yes, Ms. Chairperson. I would like to inform you about the compliance with the instructions and SOPs set by the government. As we all know, in the new outbreak of COVID-19, we were instructed to comply with the Conditional Movement Control or the CMCO that had been implemented by the government until December. So we need to take precautions and comply with the SOPs during this event.
Thank you, Miss Nadia. Before we start with today's agendas, can I have Miss Nadia to be the note taker and Miss Fariha to be the timekeeper for today's meeting?
Yes, Ms. Jefferson.
Okay, so for today's meeting, we have 6 agendas. The first one is implementing SOP throughout the event progress by program coordinator. Second, extend the amount of food and beverage by the treasurer. Third, recruitment of volunteers and rules for the game by EXCO protocol. Fourth, promotion of the event and VIP status by EXCO promotion. Fifth, rules of borrowed equipment and montage for the closing ceremony by EXCO Multimedia. And last but not least is emergency care, food and beverage, and safety equipment by ESCO Welfare. Okay, so let's start the first agenda. Can I have Miss Ainan, the program coordinator, to present about your agenda?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chairperson. As we know that from 7 to 11 December 2020, we will host an English festival in Unique MFTech at LH3M4. On the day of the event, I propose to put a head training station for checking body temperature and hand sanitation. We will station one counter at the front door LH3 and one volunteer will be stationed there. Second, we know now the COVID-19 cases are arising day by day. Just to take precaution steps, I propose the venue to have limited people per entrance, about 50 to 70 people at one time, with going in and out using a different door. Other than that, I propose we advise the student about the standard of procedure, such as practicing social distancing and wear a mask before entering the venue. All members, how's your opinion about this idea?
I agree with what Ms. Ainan proposed.
I second that.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ainan. So if there is no more opinion, let's move on to the next agenda. Will Miss Asia, the treasurer, continue presenting your report?
Okay, thank you to Ms. Chairperson. As we know, the total budget for our English Festival 2020 is around 1,387 ringgit and 90 cent, but our sponsor is around 1,800. So here we have a balance around 112 ringgit and 10 cents. In my opinion, I am going to use this balance to expand the quantity of food and beverage. As in our plan, we only prepare for 20 packs of food. So I am planning to expand it to become 40 in case there are more volunteers on that day. Besides, we can avoid any insufficient food supply. How about all of you? Do you have any objection or suggestion?
Pardon, I have something to say. I think we should not use the balance as we can use it on that day for other important users rather than insufficient food supply. What if we have excess food? So I'm suggesting that we decrease the numbers of volunteers.
I am sorry, but if we decrease the amount of volunteer, we will not have enough helping hand to handle the games and closing ceremony.
Excuse me. So I would like to suggest an idea. So rather than increase or decreasing the number of volunteers, we can just limit them to a specific number. So having excessive or inadequate manpower and have excess or insufficient food supply can be avoided. So it's not like the volunteers will be needed at all time. So as the schedule is made to be flexible in case of any bad turnout or of event or mishap. So what do you guys think?
That's a good idea, Ms. Chairperson. I agree with your idea.
I second that.
So if all of you agree, we will continue with the next agenda. Okay, thank you, Miss Asia. And Miss Fariha, you can continue with your agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Chairperson. So my duty is as an EXCO protocol. So I just want to update that I need more volunteers in my group since there's a lot of preparations that we need to do, such as prepare the game's props and so on. And I already distribute the rules for each game so that you guys can go through the rules first. And if you guys want to make a change, just tell me. So far, that's all the things that I want to bring in this meeting. Is there any other opinion?
Excuse me, Miss Fariha. I think we need a bit of improvement regarding the rules for the spelling bee. Like stated in this rule, the time given for the participant to figure out the spelling is only 5 seconds, which is not enough. So, I would like to propose extending the time to 10 until 15 seconds.
Oh, that's quite true. I agree with your opinion. I will change the rules as soon as possible. Thank you, Miss Arisha. Are there any more rules that I need to change? If there is none, I will make the final draft of the rules and will present it in the next meeting.
Thank you, Miss Fariha. Next, Miss Hazika, ESCO Promotion. Please present your agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Chairperson. As the one who is in charge of promoting the English Festival, I am creating and designing a poster. So on the poster, I will put details about the English Festival. For example, date, time, venue, arrangement of activities, and the requirement of volunteers. Moreover, to increase the awareness of students about the English Festival, I would like to promote improving. First, I will prepare the poster in hard copy and paste it on the notice board on our hostel and campus building. And the second way is by virtual promotion. I will upload the image of the poster and post an announcement in the social media such as Instagram and Facebook. And as all of you may know, I already sent the invitation card to the VIPs such as Nestle, 100 Plus, Time Derby, and Mara. However, for the deputy dean, he will unable to come for the opening day because he has an important meeting. Although he will come for the closing ceremony, furthermore, all the lecturers and guests have given their answers and they will able to come to our English festival. Any other objection or suggestion? Okay. If there is none, then I will give back to the Miss Chairperson.
So if there are no inquiries, let's move on to the next agenda. Okay, thank you, Ms. Hazika. The next agenda is rules of borrow equipment and montage for the closing ceremony by ESCO Multimedia. Ms. Arisha, please proceed.
Thank you, Ms. Chairperson. The first point that I would like to talk about is the equipment. The management had approved the usage of the equipment for the festival. The list of borrowed items include PA system, wireless microphones, projector, tables, and chairs. As stated, walkie-talkies are not included in the list of borrowed equipment as there were some technical issues with it. So, we decided to use an app to communicate with the participant throughout the festival. In conjunction with that, some rules need to be taken into consideration during the usage of those equipments. First, keep the equipments dry and clean at all times. Second, turn off all the switch after use. Third, return all of the equipments to its place after finished using. The person in charge of the equipments consists of myself and 2 other volunteers. Lastly, we will be taking turns to take photographs and shoot videos throughout the festival to be included in the montage during the closing ceremony. Any opinions from the others?
Excuse me, can I ask if someone has problems with their internet connection, how can they use the application to relay and receive information from other PIC?
You can use the Wi-Fi provided by Unica Elmastag, or you can try asking for your friend's hotspot. If it's too urgent, you can just call the person you want to relay information to. Any more questions? If not, I will give it back to Ms. Chairperson to continue with the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Arisha. So last but not least, the last agenda will be presented by Ms. D, ESCO Welfare. Please proceed.
Thanks, Ms. Chairperson, for giving me a chance to share with the members about welfare for this festival. As everyone knows, there are some games we organize that might be risky. We need to be aware for the students' safety. As an example, Running Man games. The percentage to get a leg cramp or faint are high. So here, I will prepare the first aid kit and place for them to rest. I request to have 2 or 3 volunteers to help me in the welfare position. Next, beside the food prepared for us and the volunteers, we also prepare food for our VIP. In these COVID-19 issues, we need to follow the SOP, like checking the temperature at the entrance and scan my Sejahtera. As what Ms. Ainan said in her agenda, we'll provide hand sanitizer, temperature scanner, and my Sejahtera QR code at the check-in counter. One door will be open for the entering and one more for exiting. I think that is all from me. If any the objection,
Excuse me, who will supply the food and beverage?
I have made price comparison from other company and I choose Bunga Kunyit Enterprise. They offer a much cheaper price and the food quality is excellent. Any more question? If not, I will give it back to Ms. Chairperson. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. D. We talked about all the agendas for today's meeting, so I will summarize the main points. So all of us agreed to enforce the SOP throughout the event progress for precautionary measures. Secondly, to limit the number of volunteers. Thirdly, rules for each game are created. Other than that, the invitation of VIP and the promotion progress. Next is rules of borrowed equipments and montage for the closing ceremony. And finally, providing first aid kit equipment for emergency. So do you all agree with the agendas that we talked today? Okay. Is there any other business?
There is one, Ms. Chairperson. We still haven't decided how many volunteers we need.
Oh yeah, about that, I will give you all two options to vote from. One, the first option is 20 people and the second option is 15 people. So people that vote for 20 people, please raise your hand. Okay. People that vote for 15 people, please raise your hand. Okay. It is decided that we will limit the number of volunteers to 15 people. So ESCO Promotion will inform the students about the requirements of volunteers. So do you all agree? 15 volunteers? Okay. So is there anyone wish to say something?
Yes, Ms. Chairperson. Prepare an active check for the so that the student can know who organized this event.
Oh, that's a good idea. So therefore let's vote who agree or disagree with this idea. So please raise your hand to vote. Who agrees? Alright. Since all of us agree, we will discuss more about it in the next time. So let's draft the agenda for the next meeting.
Alright, Ms. Chairperson. For the next agenda, we will talk about the budgetary for the prize. Second, the confirmation of volunteers. Third, shirt for the staff. Any of the members want to add the agenda?
Excuse me, in the next meeting, I will talk about the fun draft of the games rule.
And I will talk about the status of the VIP.
Is there any more agenda? If not, we will have 5 agendas for the next meeting.
Alright. Can I know when will the next meeting be held?
Yes, Ms. Chairperson. Our next meeting will be held on the next Friday, 27 November 2020 at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nadia. So I would like to adjourn today's meeting. Thank you to all of you for coming to this meeting. You all can dismiss. So bye.